What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It is a beautiful day to be alive. Today I think we're going to talk about POTS syndrome, and because I've been getting a lot of questions on it. One of my videos is like exploding right now. There's a bunch of comments. People are finding me on Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. So I'm going to talk to you guys about POTS syndrome a little bit, how I've been dealing with it, if I'm having symptoms, all this different stuff. But anyway, let's get into the vlog. Like and subscribe. Alright, so before we really get in like the meat and potatoes of how I like manage this thing and how I like, have managed to get better from it, I just want to make clear why I don't really post about it and why I don't really talk about it to people. Like, a lot of my good friends don't know about this thing, and that's because like I don't want it to define me. I think a lot of times when people have ailments or like disabilities or chronic illness, stuff like that, they get into a victim loop and a victim mentality, and like, this is the reason why I can't do this is the reason why I can't do that, and they start identifying with it, and I don't want to identify with it. I don't let it define me. I have POTS syndrome. That doesn't, it's not like a part of who I am really though. It's not a part of my identity. So I don't want to be a victim to my circumstances ever, right? Because I can always find a way to work with things or work around things. And if I have the mindset that I can beat something, I truly think that I can beat it. So now that we've addressed that, I'll talk about how I've been able to manage it and stuff like that, because although things have gotten a lot better, I still do have days that are very like symptomatic and potsy, for a lack of better words. All right guys, let's get into it. How do I manage my POTS syndrome? Look, I think that it's super individual for every single person. I want you guys to take away from this that I am not a medical professional. I just know what works for me and how I got over POTS and how I deal with POTS day to day. I have symptomology, like actually most days I have some sort of symptoms. The thing is, I just know how to deal with them. So I did an elimination diet. I found out what foods work for me, and I mostly stick to those foods 90 to 95% of the time. Sometimes I don't eat, perfect, and usually on Sundays I'll have like what I call a free meal, but I figured out what foods don't like make my heart rate spike or elevate or whatever. I figure out what foods don't make me lethargic, what foods I can actually manage based on the activity level that I have, things of that nature. The other thing that I do that I think is super important that every person with POTS should be doing, that whenever I get messages, I'm always like, what does your diet look like? How much water are you drinking? How hydrated are you? And almost always, the diet is shitty. It's not good. People just don't do diet intervention. I don't understand why. What you eat is what you become, literally, right? So what you're putting in your body is how you're going to fuel your body, not just for like exercise and stuff, but for day-to-day activities. So you should be mostly eating whole foods, whatever. That can be a topic for a different video. That's how I manage it, right? And I also drink 3 to 4 packets of elements a day, because sodium seems to have really good effects on people with POTS syndrome especially. But not just that, I am super active. I train twice a day. I walk my dog. I'm an active person. I'm busy. So supplementing with electrolytes has been integral in me managing my POTS syndrome. So that's kind of the first thing that I do, is that I took a really deep dive into diet and hydration, and I continue to do things the right way for me. So based on what my YouTube channel is actually, based on, I'm sure you guys can figure out what the second point that I'm about to make is, and it is exercise. Exercise has been so important in my management of symptoms and my recovery from POTS syndrome in so many ways. Basically, with POTS syndrome, you have like this period of deconditioning, for most people, and where they feel like they can't exercise. But basically, it's my belief that your body just kind of adapts to what you put it through, right? When you exercise more, your body makes adaptations to be able to exercise more. And I noticed that the management of my symptoms have gotten better and better since I've started competitive CrossFit. And I think that has something to do with the fact that I have to train twice a day. My body goes through a lot of blood pressure regulation, a lot of heart rate regulations, and it's just making a lot of adaptations in those orthostatic like numbers and stuff like that. So training has been really integral for me for managing and getting over symptoms. When I first started back up from exercise, I did a video on it taking me out of exercise and stuff like that. When I first started back up with exercise, I went to bodybuilding and powerlifting again, because I used to be a competitive powerlifter and bodybuilder. And then I got into running, and actually I noticed that symptoms got way better when I started running. Then the pandemic happened. The only thing that I could do was run. And then eventually a CrossFit gym opened up, and I got into CrossFit because it was the only thing that was really open around. So I went to CrossFit. And ever since then, since I've gotten into competing with it, and I've been doing 2-a-days, my symptoms have just gotten better. So exercise has been integral. And also the third point is just getting uncomfortable, or getting comfortable with the uncomfortability of exercise while trying to manage POTS syndrome. That's gonna be the third point, is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. All right guys, this third thing is not going to be sexy. You're not gonna like it. It's gonna be an answer that you don't want to hear, but I really urge you to hear me out on this. The third thing is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I coach quite a few people with POTS syndrome, trying to help them get over POTS syndrome. I've had a lot of success with it. If you're interested in that, hit me up on Instagram. If you want my true review on POTS syndrome, hit the comment section below, like the video, let me know, and I'll give you guys something that I think that a lot of people are leaving out. Anyway, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. When I ask a lot of people about their POTS syndrome, when I'm starting to coach them, a lot of the complaints, you guys, are about things that just are uncomfortable, right? This isn't a life-threatening issue. They're just uncomfortable. They feel lethargic. They don't feel comfortable in the gym because they get tired faster, they get short of breath. But these are not actual health concerns. If you're trying to get over something, you're trying to beat something, simply put, you're going to have to just get over it. I made a decision one day. This is gonna sound extreme, and it's not a reality of what could have happened, but it worked for me. I was on a treadmill, and I was on my third time running out of the building. I can't breathe, oh my God, and feeling like I'm gonna pass out. I made a decision that day that either you are going to finish this workout or you're going to die in the gym. That was the decision that I came to. That was the conclusion that I came to, because to me it was so important that I proved to myself that I could stay uncomfortable and get comfortable in that position and beat this fucking stupid thing. It was so important to prove to myself that I literally made the decision that if this is to be life-threatening, I will die in the gym. And I was serious, I meant it. And now I look at it, I'm like, that's kind of silly, because POTS syndrome isn't that serious in my, it's not gonna kill you. It's serious in other ways, but it's not gonna kill you. So it's a little silly to me to think back to it, but that's how serious I was about getting better, was that I was willing to die on a treadmill in a gym in front of people rather than not try to finish the workout at all. So getting comfortable being uncomfortable has been the biggest thing that has helped me with POTS syndrome in totality. That has been the biggest thing that has helped me out, is I have learned to get comfortable being uncomfortable. CrossFit has been a godsend for that. Specifically, and I'm not saying that everybody needs to do CrossFit. I'm not saying that everybody needs to do that through exercise, but you need to somehow learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable and then transfer that into dealing with POTS syndrome and getting over it. So that's my third thing. And if you guys want some little bonuses here, some other things that I do to get comfortable being uncomfortable is I regularly practice sauna and ice baths. And for people with POTS syndrome, and for me especially, trust me, if you ever seen me work out before, or you talk to anybody that's around me, I sweat like a pig. I can't tolerate heat very well. I regularly practice sauna and ice baths for that purpose. People who have POTS syndrome are generally pretty sensitive to temperature changes, to cold and to hot. But I, on purpose, get super hot so that my body can make adaptations towards that. I competed in a CrossFit competition for 8 hours in Florida to prove to myself that I could do it. And what I did leading up to that was I would exercise and I'd get into a 200-degree sauna for 20 to 30 minutes. For 3 weeks, I did that up until that competition, and turns out that I survived. Turns out that I lived. So, I'm super happy about it. I'm proud of it. And I'm gonna leave you guys in the next clip with something else. All right, y'all, with all that being said, I think that it's really important to note that not everybody's experience with POTS syndrome is going to be the same as the next person's. And the way that you deal with this stuff might not be the same as the way that I deal with this stuff. However, I just tend to take a more extremist approach to life in general, and I understand that the way that I went about POTS syndrome was pretty extreme, and most people aren't going to do that, and I don't think that they should. I just think that everybody's case is really individualistic, and yeah, you got to deal with it with however you want to deal with it. And the way that I work with people is not necessarily the way that I would have done it myself either. We take a slower approach, things of that nature. So if you guys did like this video, if you got something from it, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to find out more about how maybe we could work together and I can help you out, find me on Instagram, shoot me a DM. By no means should you feel obligated. I just hope that you guys get something out of this video. I don't really like to do topic videos like this at all because I you know, like I said in the beginning, I don't really want to identify with pots. I think it's kind of cool the level of athlete that I'm becoming with pots, but I don't really want to identify with it. I don't know how many other POTS videos I will make. If you have any ideas for what you might want me to talk about with POTS syndrome, shoot them in the comment section below. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, goodbye.